So before we break down all of the games from yesterday and talk about the Mariners finally calling up Jarred Kelenic, their superstar phenom top prospect, I want to show this picture from Juan Soto. The Nationals had an off day yesterday, so Juan Soto uploaded a photo of himself just chilling watching a movie. And the funniest part about this is you can see that the PlayStation 5 over to the left, it is protected, it's on a shelf, nothing is going to happen to it. And off to the right, chilling on the floor, is his Silver Slugger. Does anyone else think that's funny? What's going on, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. We have a lot to talk about today. A star player, I should say, former star player, has retired from the game of baseball. We already brought it up. Jarred Kelenic is finally being called up to the big leagues. Luke Voit is back on the Yankees, which the Yankees desperately need because their team stats are not very good. And then we'll go ahead and break down all the games in just a moment. But again, if this is your first time on the channel, don't be afraid to hit subscribe. We're so close to 300,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much for the support. And also, don't forget to use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save 20 bucks off your entire purchase. Jordan Zimmermann. Now, if you're brand new to the game or you're young, you might think that Jordan Zimmermann is a bum. But from 2011 to 2015, he was one of the better pitchers in baseball. Over those 5 years, he combined to have a 3.14 ERA. He threw the first no-hitter in Washington Nationals franchise history, and he made $150 million over the course of his career. So even though he's retiring, I think he's going to be just fine without the game of baseball, but I wanted to tip my cap. Amazing career from Jordan. Jarred Kelenic is finally getting his shot in the big leagues. That's why we're rocking out with the Mariners hat today. I call him the next Grady Sizemore. And if you don't believe me, look at these slow motion comparisons of Jarred Kelenic and Grady Sizemore. They pretty much have the same stride and follow through, so I truly think that he is going to be a once in a lifetime player. He is the number 4 prospect in all of baseball. I personally think that he's better than Spencer Torkelson. So far in 5 games in AAA, he has 2 home runs, 5 RBIs, 2 stolen bases. He's batting .409. The reason why this is happening is because the Mariners might have an outside chance of making the playoffs, but they're 29th, so second to last in all of baseball in batting average, and they're third to last in OPS. So the Mariners desperately need a spark plug, and I fully believe that Kelenic is going to be that guy. He came out the womb with a major league ready approach to baseball, and I just cannot wait to see what he does. I'm sad because I wanted to watch him play in the minors, and the prices of his cards are now skyrocketing. Now, quickly, I want to mention that the Mariners are pretty much dead last in almost every offensive category in terms of on-base percentage, OPS, batting average, all that. Maybe it's not just them because half of Major League Baseball has an OPS of 702 or below. That is the league average right now, 702, which is 38 points below 2020 and 56 points below 2019. I kept on saying over the last few months that the league-wide OPS is about 750 to 760. 702 is horrible. So Major League Baseball definitely has a problem on its hands. The fact that, big leaguers are striking out more than ever and contact is at an all-time low. Is that because of the new baseballs? Is that because of the launch angle? Who really knows? Let me know in the comment section down below. Even the Yankees are below average. Now that should get a boost because Luke Voit is going to be injected back into that lineup, and I fully expect the confidence as well as the leadership of the Yankees to kind of shift even more. They've been playing pretty well, and Luke Voit, he's about to make them even better. All right, let's go ahead and break down the games from yesterday. The Angels just barely beat the Astros 5-4. Alex Bregman and Michael Brantley, they jump out to a 3-0 lead, and then Jared Walsh, he knows how to make a comeback. He has an RBI double, and I don't know how he hit this home run, but he mashes an inside off-speed pitch over the fence for a home run. Then you have Justin Upton making it back-to-back. Phil Gonsolin and Drew Butera, they play some small ball, and Yuli Gurriel makes the final play at third base. One of the golden rules of baseball is never make the final out at third base, and that's exactly what he did. It would have been a tough play for Phil, but unfortunately, the game ended just like that. Jared Walsh, since the beginning of September of 2020, statistically has been the best hitter in all of baseball. So they really just called him up. They thought that he was going to be good. No, he's been elite. I'm so happy for him. The Orioles beat the Red Sox yesterday 4-1. Ryan Mountcastle can be special, although he just needs to show a little bit more consistency. Jorge Lopez was really good. 5 2/3 innings pitched, only allowed 1 earned run against the Red Sox offense. That is a great day on the mound if you ask me. Trey Mancini hits his 7th home run. Cedric Mullins hit one of the craziest triples I've ever seen. This was a hustle triple. And then Trey comes in clutch yet again, drives in Cedric Mullins as Cesar Valdez gets his 8th or 9th save of the season. He has been fantastic. So yesterday, the Reds were playing the Pirates, and Mitch Keller was really good in his last start. And what did I predict? He's going to be good and then bad. Good and then bad. That's the trend of 2021 so far for the young pitcher. And yesterday, because he was coming off a good start, you knew that he was about to implode, and that's exactly what happened. It was inevitable, to quote Thanos. Nick Senzel caps off a 6-run inning, and Tyler Naquin, who doubled and drove in a few RBIs earlier in the game, he was not done just yet. He hits the foul pole. Nick Senzel doubles to drive in a few runs, and then Nick Castellanos ends the scoring with 2 more RBIs as the Reds win 14-1 over the hapless Pirates. The Diamondbacks beat the Marlins yesterday 5-2. David Peralta had a big day. We'll talk about that in just a second, as Drupal Cabrera drove in 2 RBIs on a double, and then the Diamondbacks scored another one on a wild pitch. The catcher should have caught it, but unfortunately he didn't. So it was 5-0 going into the 6th inning. Luke Weaver was fantastic. He almost went 7 innings of scoreless baseball, but they took him out after 75 pitches. Not sure why they did that. David Peralta, he had a triple in that game, so he is now up to 5 already on the season. This just comes a few years after Eduardo Escobar led all of baseball with triples. So maybe Arizona is actually the best place to hit triples, not San Francisco or Coors Field. And then last but not least, the Giants beat the Rangers 3-1. Chris Davis, who is not known for good defense, he showed off yesterday, and Brandon Belt belts one to ruin a no-hit bid by Kyle Gibson. He took one into the 4th inning. Charlie Culberson ties it up, but Alex Wood is able to escape a jam by K'ing 2 consecutive hitters, Garcia and Gallo. Then you have Mauricio Dubon and Mike Yastrzemski scoring 2 runs. That leaves it up for Jake McGee to save it, and he does. Alex Wood now has 4 wins in 5 starts and a sub-2 ERA. And that was it for yesterday's game. So let's go ahead and talk about the stat leaders across the board in Major League Baseball. In terms of batting average, your mean Mercedes is leading the way, but you have Mike Trout, Jesse Winker, Bogarts, and Jared Walsh all in the top 5. The Angels have 2 of them. If we go over to the pitching side in terms of wins, Jack Flaherty is pacing all of baseball. He has 6 wins. Aaron Savali is tied with a couple other guys at 5 wins apiece. Home runs, JD Martinez, Acuna, and Ohtani, a starting pitcher, is tied for first place for home runs at 10. Freddie Freeman has 9, and Giancarlo Stanton has 9 as well. ERA, Jacob deGrom is sitting over there at a .68. Danny Duffy, John Means, Garrett Cole, and Brandon Woodruff, they round out the top 5. RBIs, you have JD Martinez tied for first place in home runs, and he is leading the way in runs batting in at 31. Mancini is having a comeback season, 7 home runs and 29 RBIs. He's tied with Devers and Walsh, and you have Grichuk, the RBI machine, over there at 28. Saves, you have Mark Melancon, Ian Kennedy, Alex Reyes, Jake McGee, and then Cesar Valdez, so he's up to 8 saves. Good for him. Alex Reyes is having a fantastic season, same with Ian Kennedy and Mark Melancon. And then last but not least, hits. Oh, wow, look at this. It's led by Boston, and actually a lot of American League players. It's all American League players. Bogarts, Martinez, Mullins, Kinder Falafa, and Yuli Gurriel. And then last but not least, strikeouts. It's led by Shane Bieber at 77, Glasnow at 75, Bauer at 67, Cole, and then DeGrom. Also, I forgot to talk about standings. The Red Sox are in first place, 3 games ahead of the Yankees and the Rays. The Blue Jays are 3.5 games back. The White Sox are 1 game ahead of the Cleveland baseball team. The Royals have lost 8 consecutive games. The A's are in first place. I did not realize that. The Astros are 2.5 games back, tied with the Mariners, but that could change with the help of Jared Kelenic. The Mets are in first place, yes, ahead of the Phillies by 1 single game. The Braves have won 2 games in a row, so they're trying to make the comeback. The Cardinals, 2 games ahead of the Brewers. The Reds and Cubs are tied for 3rd and 4th place, and then you got the Pirates over there. And then last but not least, the Giants, 2 games ahead of the Padres. The Dodgers are not playing like the Dodgers right now, and then the Diamondbacks, not too bad. That does it for today's MLB recap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to leave a like as well as subscribe. Use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save 20 bucks off, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.
30-year-old Al Leiter comes home. Struck him out. The Marlins have their first no-hitter in history. Al Leiter has done it. Swing and a miss. Number 19. He's one off tying the Major League record for strikeouts in a single game. The count 0-2. Now the kick. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a slider.